Hi, folks. Welcome to this posting of In the Crease magazine, the online magazine of Lax Hut that's video, blog, and podcast. This is the first of our series of interviews of Lax Hut personalities, and we've got quite the personality for you today. We have Coach Pat Callaham. So, Coach, why don't you tell us a little bit about your function at Lax Hut and what you're doing in the village?
At the village, I'm going to be coaching the youth teams, running camps, clinics, organizing private lessons, tournaments, leagues, pretty much everything that you can imagine lacrosse-based. We're going to be running and doing out of the facility.
Awesome. How did we get lucky enough to have you? What connected you with Dave Barlow on the whole Lax Hut thing?
So after I got done at Missouri State, I moved back and was working with LB3 lacrosse. I met Dave and we kind of talked a little bit, and the more we talked, the more we saw eye to eye on things, the more we had a similar vision for the sport in the area. And came on, he decided to hire me on to come and work at Lax Hut Village, and I was very, very excited about the opportunity, and I've loved the decision I made.
Well, people are glad you made that decision. So, did you always know from a young age that you were going to get into coaching, or how did that happen? And has lacrosse always been your sport, or was there another love of your life in sports?
So I grew up pretty much playing every team sport you could possibly imagine. I was fortunate enough, found lacrosse my freshman year of high school. Got into coaching in high school. Had my high school coach saw some potential in me in being a coach, offered me a spot with coaching the youth kids. Fell in love with coaching the youth kids. Big smiles, laughing all the time. Most basic form of the game. It was really where I found my passion for coaching in general, and specifically in the sport of lacrosse.
Yeah, I helped with some of the lacrosse camps that they had last summer, 2016, and so I was on the field with you, and I watched you working with some of those kids. I've seen some of those smiles you're talking about.
Oh yeah, that was wonderful. We had one out at Francis Howell. We had over 100 something kids out there. We had sticks for them to borrow and to use, and a lot of them ended up buying some of them, and it was a lot of fun watching them come to the field and learn how to use those sticks for the first time. It was really a lot of fun.
Well, there's a lot of anticipation as we get ready to actually construct the physical village this year.
Right.
But what are you doing? I understand you have a season going on right now. So what's going on with your season right now, Coach?
Correct. So I coach at Ladue High School. I'm the head varsity coach. We're about 5 games into our season right now. Got our first win last night against Belleville, Illinois. Very excited about that, and that's a community that's been growing a lot. And also running our first youth program has been out there in Ladue. It's a second year running through Lax Hut Village, and that's been going very well.
So it sounds like Lax Hut is doing a lot already before shovel is even in dirt.
Yeah, no, that was one of the big things when me and Dave first talked about me coming on. You know, we didn't want to wait until we had a facility. We wanted to find a way to impact the profile of the lacrosse community as soon as we possibly could, and find a way to make a positive impact any way we possibly can.
You read my mind. That kind of leads into my final wrap-up question: is what do you see for the future of lacrosse in the St. Louis area, and how does Lax Hut plug into that and be part of that? And like you said, raise the profile of lacrosse in the St. Louis area.
I think Lax Hut Village has a lot of potential to have a huge impact on that profile, specifically because the game has grown a lot in popularity over the last 10 years, but specifically around St. Louis, you've kind of run out of places to play, and there's not really a home for lacrosse around here, and really in the Midwest in general. And I think that's where Lax Hut Village is going to be able to provide that home for lacrosse people, a spot where they feel like is their place to play, their place to hang out, watch lacrosse, play lacrosse, whatever it may be. It's going to be the place for them.
Exactly, and I think when you talk to Dave Barlow and he tells his story of how Lax Hut came to be, part of his frustration was that, we love soccer, definitely love us some soccer, we love all sports, but sometimes a lacrosse athlete can feel like they're just getting a hand-me-down soccer field.
Well, I think you said it very well. I mean, and there's been times even, coaching youth teams and stuff like that. Sometimes you're practicing on the outfield of a baseball field sometimes, and you just make do with what you have, and it is what it is. But I think that's part of been the stigma with lacrosse, is there's not a home for lacrosse players. A lot of times they're borrowing fields from another team or another program or something like that.
And that's like central to the mission of the Lax Hut Village.
Exactly. Yep. I think that's where we're going to be able to find, like I said, the term Dave uses a lot, and probably providing a home for lacrosse players.
It sounds great. I mean, It's been great so far, and it's just going to get bigger. And I know we're all happy to have you part of it, Coach.
Well, thank you for having me, John. It's a pleasure working with you.
So great. Well, this is Coach Pat Callaham and John Clement signing off for this posting of In the Crease.